Well, howdy there, Internet people, it's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump, Iran, deals, conflicts, and logic. Sometimes, Trump's comments can be waved off. Sometimes the comments themselves have real-world implications, even if Trump never acts on them, even if he never planned to act on them. That's the type we have to talk about today. Trump's comments likely ended any chance of a functioning nuclear deal with Iran. Don't get me wrong, he might get a deal, but it won't be worth the paper it's printed on. Trump was asked if he was worried about being dragged into a Middle Eastern war with Iran by Israel. He indicated he wasn't worried about being dragged into a war with Iran because, quote, "I may go in very willingly if we can't get a deal. If we don't make a deal, I'll be leading the pack." This kind of rhetoric may play well in the U.S., but they get the news in Tehran as well. Why do countries want a weapon that hasn't been used since the 40s? Deterrence. Why do countries want deterrence? Countries want nuclear weapons so other countries can't force them into deals under threat of attack or invasion. If a country was threatened with attack or invasion, would it make that country more or less likely to pursue a nuclear weapon? The tough guy rhetoric seems likely to reinforce Iran's belief that it needs a nuclear arsenal. While some factions may simply blow Trump's comments off as bluster, at least a few factions within the government will have their beliefs reinforced. If Iran is as close as the West believes, and the factions who have their beliefs reinforced get their way, Trump might get a deal that is nothing more than a stalling tactic. Trump also said he was open to meeting with Iranian leadership while threatening military action. The other issue that Trump runs into is that his threat for military action is realistically limited to what can be accomplished from the air. After decades of tensions, if you've ever wondered why the U.S. never invaded Iran, even under George W., it's because the Iranian doctrine is geared towards drawing the invading force into an unconventional fight. Picture Iraq, but the opposition spent decades planning the fight. A deep change in Iran will come from either bringing Iran out as a regional player or from within, if the citizens ever tire of the current government. Generally speaking, an external threat of attack galvanizes support around the government and increases nationalism. If you want a fresh example of how loose rhetoric can lead a country forming a united front, take a look at Canada. Trump's rhetoric that was probably meant solely for domestic consumption could cause long-term issues in foreign policy. The only ray of sunshine is that Iranian leadership is accustomed to Trump's rhetoric, feels they have the upper hand because of the last engagement with Trump. And if there's another country on the planet that understands rhetoric meant solely for domestic consumption, it's Iran. Either way, if Trump's public posture matches the behind-the-scenes posture, the push for an Iran deal is doomed to failure. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.